Uh, so, as an ultimate statement in condemnation of, and to tell you exactly where I stand on these issues of Elsevier, HarperCollins, and Penguin House and everything, I would say that HarperCollins, Penguin Random House, and Elsevier would prefer to be the villain for the villains hiding and hoarding knowledge behind the payment gateways. Cyrus is right. An Octopath Traveler, by the way. Knowledge is for the benefit of all. All Anna's archive has done is share the knowledge that they hoarded with all, for free of compensation ultimately. What we have here is a case of people that are attempting to subvert the purpose of knowledge and make it about, a financial compensation for them and themselves. And, they are as the villains in the story that was shared in Octopath Traveler 1 in the Ruins of Eld. They are attempting to remove their publications and books from the public archives to private ones so that they can sell and read access to it so that they can be financially compensated for this. To make matters worse, organizations like Elsevier are the benefactors of taxpayer funded research where we, the American taxpayers, were expected to pay into the system, and then what we got out of it was to pay again, for access to the very research that was done in our name with the money that came from our financing and the taxpayers' money that went into the system is now, and now the taxpayers have to go back and pay for so there's a double billing here issue that's at stake here with respect to Elsevier. And it's been long the case. This problem. We already paid for this once, and now we're expected to pay for it again, because apparently they get to benefit from, public money funding them and then charging for access to the same, research that we paid for them to conduct in the first place. Yeah, where is the logic there in, that kind of system and in that kind of thinking? Isn't there like legal concepts that, against double taxation and double billing people for things? I mean, isn't this illegal in some base? Like, what aren't there laws against this? Like, I don't know. Anyways, my my discontent here towards the publishers is on that basis. It's to say the following. In the within those books that are copyrighted are books like the Rust programming language book and books on computing and how to do programming on computers, as well as fiction novels and everything else. But even in fiction novels you can learn a thing or two. I mean, I learned from reading A Song of Ice and Fire. If I have three people that I'm interacting with, and I want to keep secrets out of one person's hands, and you know um, one of them is leaking information to the person that I'm trying to keep this information from, to tell three different lies to these parties and see which one the party that I was trying to keep the information from confronts me about, and everything, and lay a trap, and then I can deal with Pycelle, who told the fucking lie in the first place, who was the leak to Cersei Lannister in the books against Tyrion. You pick up on things even reading fiction, and that happens. Fiction can make you a smarter person, in that regard. You can learn about how to do things like that, and just my general stance and fuck you towards these assholes is just Harper's Collin and Random House and Elsevier are Elsevier in particular is an academic publisher that would hoard the knowledge that is bound up in our scientific research communities and papers for themselves to make us pay for it twice. And they're especially villainous when you consider that the research that was done in its names was quite often done at taxpayer expense, and now they're fundamentally asking us to pay again. Aaron Swartz famously, for providing tooling here, ended up killing himself, because the government went after him for it all. The internet's own boy, pushing for open access and everything. And I have a lot to say here at everything. You all are like the villains in Cyrus's chapter 4 story. You have taken all of your knowledge, and you've hidden it behind payment gateways and networks that we must now provide financial compensation to you for the knowledge that you are now hoarding. They've done it for the benefit of their own power and their own money and ability to lobby congressmen and to utilize the courts to pressure them into enforcing the rights that they lobbied into existence in the first place. So my foundational problem with these organizations is the double billing problem. It's the problem of the fact that they are hoarding knowledge, and that they expect financial compensation when knowledge should be shared with all, free of cost, to the benefit of all of humanity.